Hi there, welcome to my channel. This week I'm going to be doing a review on the Too Faced Luminous Bronzer, and the bronzer I'm specifically going to be reviewing today is the Too Faced Snow Bunny. So this is what the bronzer looks like. So it has 4 different colors, and first off, this is the packaging, just so you can see. And it's the one that has blue on it. And that's all. And then the front of the compact. And then inside you have your good mirror, and then on the back it says that it's Snow Bunny. And here are some swatches of the bronzer. So I find that the 2 highlighter shades and the bronzer shades show up really well, but there's a blush shade, or like a more pink shade, and I can't see it at all. Like, I know it's there because I can see some glitter and I'm looking really close at it, but honestly, in the camera, I can't see it at all. Now, I'm just going to get into the pros and cons. So for the first pro, I like how you can have your blush, bronzer, and highlighter all in one. It is pretty difficult to get just your blush or just your bronzer. I find, because I don't think anyone has a brush this tiny, first off, but I find that if you take a small highlighter brush, for your highlighter, obviously, that it's really easy to get either one of these 2 colors, which is what I do sometimes. I just take my highlighter brush, dip it in this actually lighter shade I use the most, and just apply it as highlighter. I haven't actually used this more pinky toned highlighter yet, but I want to someday to see actually how well it does. So I find that this is great for travel. I took this to Alberta with me when I took a plane, and it traveled super well. I like how it has a mirror, so it's easy to even put just in your purse and on the go or something like that. And I like how it's sturdy, hard plastic, so it's very good quality. So there is a total of 8 grams of product in this bronzer, so it's not as much as the Chocolate Soleil bronzer that Too Faced has, but it's still a fair amount of product. I also feel that this bronzer gives like a beautiful sun-kissed glow. I don't know if it's just me, or if I'm just hoping that it does this for me, so I think I'm seeing it. But I find that somehow around the perimeter of my face, I find that it gives me like a bronzy, burnt kind of look. Like on my cheeks, I feel like my cheeks look red. It's like I've been out in the sun or something, and then like around my perimeter it just looks darkened. I don't know if I'm just seeing stuff, or if it actually looks like that, but that's what I found for this. I also think that this looks beautiful as a setting powder. I'm using it as a setting powder right now. All I did was use my normal Bare Minerals Mineral Veil as my overall setting powder, and then I used this over top of it instead of my Hourglass Ambient Lighting, just to like dust all over my face, just so I look more glowy and stuff. And I like how this has more than one purpose. Like if you're able to, you can use this as just your bronzer, just your blush, just your highlighter, as a setting powder, and as your eyeshadow. Because for me personally, I use a couple of my blushes as eyeshadow, and I find that with the eyeshadow primer, those blushes still last all day, just like normal eyeshadow. So I feel like these would probably hold up just as well. So Too Faced has really good quality stuff. I find that the product is also easy to blend. Just like the Chocolate Soleil bronzer, it goes on kind of sheer, so you don't really have to worry about it being too much. You just have to worry about it kind of not being enough. And that's where it's like super buildable, and you can easily take control of this product, and you can blend stuff out nicely, you can apply it properly, you can layer it. Like, it's really good, just like their other bronzer that they have. My cats are like, oh my goodness. The only 2 cons I have is that I wish that this came in 10 grams instead of 8, but 8 grams is still a lot of product, so I can't really complain too much, to be honest with that. And the second con is I can't personally use this just as a bronzer because it is just super glowy, but I just prefer matte bronzer, so I find that this isn't really like my go-to for a bronzer, obviously, but I do really like it as a setting powder, which is what I'm probably going to continue using it for, because this one's so much easier to travel with than the Hourglass one, and I'm really scared of actually breaking the Hourglass one because it always says how fragile it is, whereas this one, and you're not really too worried about it because it's only, well, in Canada, Sephora Canada, it's $38, whereas my ambient lighting is $52. So I feel a lot safer traveling with this as well. So that's all I have to review today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great week.